There are two ways to enter the British royal family. You can be born into it, or you can marry into it. And yet, there's only one person who has managed to transform a middle-class background and a career in public relations into a £15 million fortune and a purported favourite of our late Queen Elizabeth II. Indeed, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, started her journey in a 4-bedroom farmhouse in Kent, and today she lives in a £25 million royal estate while commanding more influence than most elected officials. Therefore, in today's episode, we'll give you the full goss on how she became the monarchy's secret weapon, and why she matters more now than ever, as we describe. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh's journey from public relations girl to £15 million royal power. In 2024, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, stands among the working royals with an estimated personal fortune of £10 million, serving as one of the most active members of Britain's royal family through her numerous charitable engagements and official duties representing the crown. Her wealth, while modest compared to senior royals, stems from a combination of private investments, family trusts, and her pre-royal career earnings. The Crown provides her primary residence, Bagshot Park in Surrey, a sprawling estate valued at approximately £25 million, which she and Prince Edward lease from the Crown Estate. In 2009, they extended this lease for 150 years, securing their family home for generations. Bagshot Park, set within 87 acres of Windsor Great Park, reflects the Duchess's practical approach to royal life. The Victorian mansion houses her private office, where she manages her extensive charitable commitments and royal duties. The estate includes stables for her horses and extensive gardens, maintaining the property's historical significance while serving as a functional family home. Sophie's jewellery collection includes several notable pieces loaned or gifted by the late Queen Elizabeth II, who had a particularly close relationship with her daughter-in-law. Among these are the aquamarine necklace and earrings she wore at her 1999 wedding to Prince Edward, though she's known for rotating a carefully curated selection of pieces appropriate to her royal role. Unlike some members of the royal family, Sophie maintains a relatively modest lifestyle, choosing practical luxury vehicles for her official duties and selecting British designers for her working wardrobe. Her fashion choices often feature repeat wearings of key pieces, setting an example of sustainable royal dressing that's earned praise from fashion critics and the public alike. Beyond material assets, Sophie's true value to the monarchy lies in her reliability and diplomatic skill. As one of the most active working royals, she's become increasingly central to the family's operations, particularly in times of transition. Her background in public relations has proved invaluable in navigating royal duties with both professionalism and warmth. However, Sophie's position within the royal family represents a remarkable transformation from her middle-class origins. After building a successful career in public relations, including founding her own company, RJH Public Relations, she entered royal life, facing intense media scrutiny and expectations about her role within the institution. This transition from private citizen to working royal wasn't without its challenges. Early in her royal career, Sophie faced criticism over attempts to balance her business interests with royal duties, leading to difficult decisions about her professional future. These experiences would ultimately shape her approach to royal work and influence her current role within the family. To understand how Sophie Rhys-Jones, daughter of a tyre company executive and a secretary, became one of the monarchy's most reliable representatives, we must trace her journey from her childhood in Kent through her early career, a path that would eventually lead her to become not just a royal duchess, but a key player in modernising the British monarchy. The Rhys-Jones family history traces back to Wales, though Sophie's immediate family established themselves in Kent, where her father, Christopher Rhys-Jones, worked as a sales director for a tyre import company. Her mother, Mary Rhys-Jones, née O'Sullivan, came from an Irish background and devoted herself to charity work, helping instill the values of community service that would later define Sophie's royal role. Born on the 20th of January 1965 at Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, Sophie Helen Rhys-Jones grew up in a 4-bedroom 17th-century farmhouse in Brenchley, Kent. Her childhood was comfortable but not lavish. Her parents provided a middle-class upbringing that emphasized education and independence. Along with her older brother David, Sophie attended Dulwich College Preparatory School in Kent, where she developed the communication skills that would later serve her well. The young Sophie showed early signs of the diplomatic ability that would later make her invaluable to the royal family. At Kent College, Pembury, she was known for her ability to move easily between different social groups, earning respect from both teachers and peers. Her school reports consistently praised her charm and work ethic. After completing her A-levels, Sophie attended West Kent College, where she studied secretarial skills. This education would provide the foundation for her future career in public relations and media management. Her professional journey began at Capital Radio, where she worked in the press and promotions department. It was here, in 1987, that fate intervened. She met Prince Edward for the first time. However, their romantic relationship wouldn't begin until 1993, allowing Sophie to focus on building her career in the intervening years. During this period, Sophie gained valuable experience working at various PR firms, including the Quentin Bell Organization, where she handled high-profile clients and developed expertise in media relations. Her career continued to flourish, and in 1996, she took a bold step by establishing her own public relations agency, RJH Public Relations, with business partner Murray Harkin. As her relationship with Edward progressed through the 1990s, Sophie maintained her professional independence, earning respect from both the media and the public for her dedicated work ethic. Unlike many royal partners before her, she continued to run her successful business even after her engagement to Prince Edward was announced. The press noted approvingly that Sophie seemed to handle the increased scrutiny with natural grace, neither seeking the spotlight nor shying away from her responsibilities. Her background in public relations proved invaluable as she navigated the complex world of royal protocol and public expectations. However, the challenges of balancing a private business with an increasingly public role would eventually lead to significant changes. While Sophie initially attempted to maintain both her professional career and royal duties, the demands of both worlds would eventually require difficult choices. But in these early years, as she built her business and gradually stepped into royal life, Sophie was already demonstrating the qualities that would make her one of the monarchy's most reliable representatives: pragmatism, discretion, and an understanding of both private enterprise and public service. Sophie's ascent within the royal family began in earnest on the 6th of January 1999, when she and Prince Edward announced their engagement at St James's Palace. Their approach reflected a more modern, understated style that would characterize their royal roles. Edward proposed with a 2-carat oval diamond flanked by heart-shaped gemstones from Garrard, valued at £105,000. Their wedding on the 19th of June 1999 at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, set a different tone from previous royal weddings. Breaking with tradition, they requested guests wear formal evening attire rather than traditional morning dress, though some guests, including the Queen Mother, still chose to wear hats. The ceremony, while more understated than those of Edward's siblings, still captured public attention as the last royal wedding of the millennium. Initially, Sophie attempted to maintain her PR firm while taking on increasing royal duties. However, this balancing act proved challenging. In 2001, she faced significant controversy when a tabloid's fake sheikh caught her on tape making candid comments about public figures, including calling the Queen the old dear and referring to Tony Blair as President Blair. The incident highlighted the inherent conflicts between private business interests and royal responsibilities. The controversy led to a period of careful recalibration of Sophie's role within the family. While the transition wasn't immediate, she gradually moved away from her business interests to focus more on royal duties. Her PR experience, despite the earlier setback, proved valuable in her new role as she developed her own approach to royal work. Through the early 2000s, Sophie carved out her own niche within the family, focusing on causes close to her heart. She became particularly involved in charities supporting the prevention of blindness and took on patronages related to women's issues and agriculture. Her practical approach to royal duties earned respect from both the public and other family members. The birth of her children, Lady Louise Windsor in 2003 and James Viscount Severn in 2007, brought medical challenges that temporarily reduced her royal workload. Louise's premature birth, in particular, was a critical moment that saw Sophie requiring an emergency cesarean section. However, these personal challenges only strengthened her determination to fulfill her royal responsibilities effectively. By the late 2000s, Sophie had established herself as one of the most reliable members of the royal family. Her approach to duties was thorough and professional, and she showed particular skill in handling sensitive engagements that required diplomatic finesse. Unlike some royal newcomers who sought the spotlight, Sophie focused on substance over style, building a reputation for careful preparation and genuine engagement with her charitable causes. This period also saw Sophie develop her own style of royal work, combining her professional background with an increasing understanding of the monarchy's constitutional role. Her ability to connect with people from all walks of life, coupled with her natural discretion, made her an increasingly valuable asset to the institution. As the 2010s approached, Sophie had transformed from a businesswoman adapting to royal life into an essential member of the monarchy's working corps. However, the greatest tests of her diplomatic skills and adaptability still lay ahead, as the royal family faced unprecedented challenges that would require all of her hard-won experience. The 2010s marked Sophie's steady evolution within the royal family as she continued to build a reputation for reliability and diplomatic skill. Her increased presence at royal events reflected her growing comfort and capability in representing the monarchy. Her handling of overseas tours demonstrated particular diplomatic acumen. During visits to Qatar and other Middle Eastern nations, she effectively navigated complex cultural protocols while advancing British interests and charitable causes, earning respect for her thorough preparation and sensitive approach to different customs. A significant shift in Sophie's public role came during the challenges faced by the royal family in the early 2020s. As the institution weathered various storms, including Prince Andrew's withdrawal from public duties and subsequent controversies, Sophie maintained her focus on duty and service, increasing her workload of public engagements and charitable work. Following Prince Philip's death in April 2021, Sophie spoke to the media with characteristic grace, describing his passing as peaceful and gentle. Her thoughtful words resonated with the public, demonstrating her ability to handle sensitive moments with both empathy and discretion. The period of transition following Queen Elizabeth II's passing in September 2022 saw Sophie take on additional responsibilities as the royal family adapted to its new configuration. Her composed presence during the funeral ceremonies and subsequent period of mourning reflected her understanding of both the personal and public dimensions of such historic moments. March 2023 brought a significant change when King Charles III created her husband Edward as Duke of Edinburgh, making Sophie the Duchess of Edinburgh. This new title, while primarily ceremonial, reflected the couple's dedication to public service and their important position within the working royal family. The title held particular significance as it had previously been held by Prince Philip and briefly by Charles himself before being recreated for Edward. In her role as Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie has continued her practical approach to royal duties, focusing on her long-standing charitable interests while adapting to the evolving needs of a modernizing monarchy. Her work has included supporting organizations focused on preventing blindness, championing women's rights, and promoting agricultural initiatives. Throughout these years of transition, Sophie has demonstrated a particular strength in maintaining the balance between tradition and contemporary relevance. Whether representing the monarchy at international events or supporting local charitable causes, she's shown an understanding of how to adapt royal duties for modern times while maintaining their essential dignity. Her success in navigating these challenges while avoiding controversy has provided valuable stability during a period of significant change for the monarchy. She's maintained appropriate privacy around her family life while fulfilling her public duties with consistency and care. As the royal family continues to evolve under King Charles III's reign, Sophie's experience in transitioning from private citizen to working royal offers valuable insights for the institution's future. Her approach demonstrates how to maintain authenticity while serving the monarchy effectively, particularly during periods of institutional change. In 2024, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, a title she received in 2023, represents an evolving model of royal service that balances traditional duties with contemporary relevance. Her journey from public relations professional to working royal has helped shape how the monarchy adapts to modern expectations. Her impact is perhaps most visible in her extensive charitable work, where she serves as patron to over 70 organizations and charities. Her dedication to preventing avoidable blindness has taken her to numerous countries including India, Qatar, Malawi, and Tanzania, where she's worked directly with healthcare initiatives and international aid organizations. This focused approach has allowed her to develop genuine expertise and make meaningful contributions to her chosen causes. Sophie's influence on royal engagements has evolved significantly over time. While initially maintaining a relatively low profile, her public role has expanded considerably in recent years, particularly following the major royal transitions of the 2020s. Her approach, thoroughly researched and professionally executed, has demonstrated how working royals can effectively serve in the 21st century. In her role as a parent, Sophie has helped shape modern royal parenting. Her children, Lady Louise and James, Earl of Wessex, have been raised with remarkable normalcy despite their royal status. This careful balancing of private life with public duty offers insights for future royal generations. The early challenges of her royal role, including the 2001 incident with a tabloid reporter posing as a potential client, helped establish clearer boundaries between private business interests and royal duties. These experiences contributed to updated guidelines for working royals, proving increasingly relevant as the monarchy continues to evolve. And now, we'd love to see you in the comments. What is your personal opinion of the Duchess of Edinburgh's journey from middle-class PR agent to the very heights of British prestige? We look forward to hearing your thoughts below. And, as always, thanks for joining us for another episode of Old Money Luxury. Cheers, until next time.